Hey friends, hey family, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Crystal Blue. I do Christian content. I also do what's called the Word of the Day, and I also have shorts and videos of me and my family having fun together. So if you like what you see and hear, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. For those of you returning, happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday and a blessed Tuesday. Today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite stories, and I know I say everything in the Bible is my favorite because it truly is. But this is one of the stories that I just absolutely love. Like, I can listen and hear this and read it over and over again, and it never gets old. It's the story of Joseph. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with the story of Joseph, it takes place in Genesis. But today's title is The Enemy Meant It for Bad, but God Meant It for Good. So I say all that to say, if you know the story of Joseph, he was one of several brothers, but his father favored him so much. He gave him a beautiful coat of different colors. Joseph was blessed to be able to have visions and dreams and see things. And he was always telling his brothers what he could see and what he dreamt about. And his brothers were absolutely jealous of him. They could not stand him because father favored him and his dad gave him that beautiful coat with many colors. So what they do is they're so sick of him, they plan to kill him. So they decide to say, hey, let's throw him in a well, and then we'll take his coat and put animal blood on it and make dad think that maybe he got ate by some big, creature or something like that. So they put him in the pit. And then all of a sudden they say, you know what? Maybe, just maybe. And then a tribe of people come by and they decide to sell their brother into slavery. Can you believe that? They sold their own flesh and blood into slavery because they were so jealous of them. They sold them just to get rid of them. Now, I'm pretty sure at this point, Joseph was like, what in the world is going on? Why does my family hate me so much? But as you read the story, you'll find out Joseph goes through so many things. He's an upstanding guy. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's doing what the Lord's telling him to do, but yet he's going through all this stuff. And as he moves along, he goes through a few things. I'm not going to give it away because I want you guys to read it. But towards the end, basically, he ends up becoming Pharaoh's second guy in command. And when he's there, the Pharaoh's like, hey, help out, do whatever you can. You're like my right-hand man. You can do whatever. There is a famine in the land. There's no food. There's nothing. And guess who's coming to the castle to ask for provisions? His brothers. And they don't even recognize that it's Joseph. They have no idea it's him. But he does. So he kind of messes with them for a little bit and kind of teases them. And he's really mean to them, but he's just playing around. He gives them provisions. He helps them out. But eventually, there comes a moment where they come back to the castle. And he's like, I'm going to hold you guys captive if you don't do certain things. Again, I'm not going to give away the whole story because I want you guys to go back and read it. I'm trying to give you just an overview of it. In the end, they find out that this is their brother. He pretty much says to them, I'm the one that you sold into slavery. I am your brother. And once they recognize that it's him, they repent immediately. They are asking for his forgiveness. He was like, I'm not upset with you. I'm not mad. I still love you, despite what y'all did to me. He gave them food and provisions and everything during the famine, even though they didn't deserve it. Any other person would have been like, oh, I'm going to get them back. And of course, Joseph messed with them for a little bit and played with them. But in the end, he said, I still love you guys and I care about you. And they felt so bad for what they did. And they hugged their brother and they all made up. Now, I said all that to say, in life, there are going to be things that are going to happen that you're wondering, why, God? Why am I going through this? Why did this happen to me? But what you feel that the enemy has put on you, everything that was meant to destroy you, God made it for your good. So all that stuff that Joseph went through, being sold into slavery and going to Potiphar's house and having his wife accuse him of rape and going to jail, these are some more things that I left out. But again, you need to go read it. So he went through all these horrible things, but he still ended up on top. So despite all those obstacles, he was still able to carry out God's will. So I'm telling you guys that no matter what's going on, what seems to be bad, God's going to turn around for your good in the very end. And it says that in Genesis 50, chapter 50, verses 19 and 20, it says, "But Joseph said to them, 'Don't be afraid. I am in the place of God. Am I in the place of God? You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done and the saving of many lives.'" So he told his brothers, he was like, you know what? What you did, I know you were being mean because you were jealous of me, but God turned it around for his good because God had a plan all along. Yes, I had to go through these horrible things, but guess what? I still came out on top and God made it for my good. And another thing, Joseph did not hold offense. He was not offended. He did not hold a grudge. He did not hold that against his brothers. And that is one of the main reasons God was able to carry out his plan, because he had no malice in his heart and no spite for his brothers, even after what they had done for him. So I'm telling you today, no matter who did you wrong, no matter what you're going through, whatever the bad is, God is going to turn it around for your good. And if it's a person that's done you wrong, do not hold a grudge against them. Have no malice in your heart, because God's going to work it all out. Again, I want you guys to read the story of Joseph because it's an amazing story. It's a long story, but it's a very good story, and it's in the book of Genesis. So take the time to read so you can get all the details and all the information for yourself. But I just want to share that with you. Whatever you feel is everything that's going wrong and bad, God is going to turn around for your good because he has a plan for you in the end. All right. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.